There are 1 billion people using Android right now, but Google wants 1 billion more. Their plan to get them includes Android M, a new version of the operating system. It tries to make everything simpler to use without making the operating system itself stupider. What's, like, if you were to sum it up in one sentence, the one thing that you want people to remember about what you're doing next with Android?
Yeah, it's a great question. What we're focused on with M is really the core user experience and improving that. And so with M, what we wanted to do was really focus on product excellence and look at the areas as a user of Android. What are the things that you run into that annoy you or that could be improved? Areas that we feel are important, like permissions, clearly a very important area. We want our customers to be able to understand what's going on their phones, and we thought that was imperative. When you click install and play, it'll install right away. But when the app wants to use something that we deem is permission worthy, like taking pictures, that's when we'll prompt you as a user, hey, this app, this Tetris app wants to take a picture. You okay with that? And you get to decide, that makes sense to me, I'll do it, maybe because it wants to take a picture of you for the high scores or something. Okay, that makes sense to you, you say yes. Or if it doesn't feel right, you say no, and then the app doesn't get to do that at that point. So it's much more contextual, and we think it's much more understandable for users.
Now, in mobile payments, Google was first with Google Wallet, but that also meant it was first to fail because Google Wallet really didn't do that well. But now with Android M, there's Android Pay, which Google promises is going to be different. Google's been trying to do mobile payments in one form or another for quite a while. Why is Android Pay different? Why is it going to work this time?
Yeah, I think there's a lot that's different. We've created Android Pay, which is meant to be across Android, and that's why it's called Android Pay, by the way. It's because it's for all OEMs. It's not really meant to be a Google service in that sense, like Gmail is, to be really for the Android ecosystem to adopt as a payment mechanism. And it enables developers also to build apps on top of also. So it's kind of a platform too. And the nice thing about Android Pay, because of the groundwork that we've been laying over the years, it will work across 700,000 merchants right away in the US.
So there's a theme here, which is reducing the number of steps it takes to accomplish a really complex task. The biggest way that happens is with Google Now, which now can work inside any app. Google gets to search inside apps now? What on a high level are we talking about here?
The way we think about this is how do you get, these smartphones are smart, but they can be smarter. They should help you stay informed, get things done. But one of the things we've started thinking about is how do you get assistance in the moment when you're looking at something and you need quick answers to quick questions. So we've done a feature called Now on Tap. When you're doing something, how do you not get distracted and leave context and get quick answers to quick questions? So if I said something like, okay, Google, who is the lead singer?
The lead singer of Red Hot Chili Peppers is Anthony Kiedis.
Oh my God.
What's nice here is that just continued playing, right?
Right.
I got the answer, you could just continue playing. By tapping and holding or by saying, okay, Google, you've basically said, there's something interesting here, help me with this, right? I'm referring to this is my context.
How do we get from I'm doing a thing on my phone to Google knows what I'm doing on my phone and knows what to tell me about what I'm doing on my phone?
Once you enable this feature, you're basically saying, hey, at this moment, by tapping and holding, I'm saying, like, there's something useful here, here's the context, do something with it.
Right.
But what's exciting for developers is that this is yet another way that they can reach their users, in fact, at the time that they need it, right? Take this example of the restaurant. And like, if I tap and hold, and like you talked about, Evia, and OpenTable would be a great next step for me to look at, or Yelp is a great next step for me to look at. All the app has to do is just exist and be indexed, and that's right, done.
How much of Android should I think of as being like a search product that is sending information to Google, and how much of it should I think of it as like a phone operating system?
The way we think about it is more, what can we build that's actually really useful for people and will make people want to use it? That's really sort of the high order bit for us. We could come up with all these amazing plans on how it's going to be so Google focused, but if users don't want it, there's really no point. So the first principle is really helping users in their daily lives, whatever it is that they need to be doing, and that's really what it's about.